Greetings, YouTube. This is Sixus,
I'm EV Sceptile. Hello.
and welcome to Custom Card Spotlight. And let's see, who's starting off this one?
I guess me. We're
Okay.
going to be looking at some custom cards made by the community, and we got 10 of them to be exact. Now let's go ahead and get started with the first one. So this is, Alien Crystal. Looks pretty cool. When this card is placed in the pendulum zone, place an egg counter on up to 2 face-up cards your opponent controls. You can only use this effect of crystal once per turn. Pretty nice. Scale 3, level 4. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can remove 2 egg counters from anywhere on the field. Add a continuous spell and trap card from your deck to your hand. Wow, that's very generous. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay. So it's 1800 attack, level 4, easy to summon, easy to use that effect, but that's a lot of freedom.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that is too much because technically, Watchdog and Watchcat can such those two, and they don't get played. But the fact that actually, given that's a crystal card, can the crystal be such it out?
That's also a good point.
Because
I
I
think it only searches for crystal spell and traps though.
hmm.
Since this is a monster one on the deck,
Okay.
I doubt it would work.
So one thing I do like is that it is non-targeting counter placement on 2 cards, so that speeds up a lot. But the problem is, like you said, it's a level 4, meaning you can easily normal summon it, at which point you can remove the counters. But at the same time, it is requiring you to play aliens to get that effect off.
Yeah. I just see ways that it can be abused.
Yeah.
Maybe limit it to continuous spell or trap cards that list. How about just a spell or trap card that lists a counter in its text? That would be good.
Yeah, that sounds more balanced. Yeah, that seems safer because that being able to search any spell and continuous spell trap, it's just like, yes, aliens can now search out skill drain. That's
Oh,
fail.
oh gosh.
Uh,
Oh, there's so many more too.
yeah, the macrocosmos, dimensional fizzle. Sure, they won't really help with the archetype itself, but just making them searchable in general is a bit crazy, especially given that you can
Yeah.
use a cell recombination device,
hmm
which will place counters, and then you can banish it from your graveyard during the next turn, search this thing out, and then you now have counters on the field to activate the effect. I can see this possibly being abused. Might be kind of difficult to do, but I'm confident that this community could do that.
Definitely. All right, you got the next one.
Okay. So, next one is the continuous trap card. Hey, it's such well by the
It's
previous
searchable.
card. Yeah, the continuous trap card Karakuri Factory. This was made by Caius the Shadow Monarch 788. That's the creator of this one. And its effect is each time a Karakuri monster's battle position is changed, it gains 200 attack or defense depending on its current battle position. Once per turn, when a Karakuri Synchro monster is synchro summoned, you can special on one level 4 or lower Karakuri monster from your graveyard. You can only use this effect of Karakuri Factory once per turn. Destroy this card during your second end phase after this card's activation.
Hmm.
So the first part, the gaining attack or defense depending on its battle position after it's changed, seems minor but still fitting with the archetype.
Yeah.
The crazier thing is that your synchro monsters already special from the deck when they're summoned. So now you summon that, you summon one from the deck, and you summon one from the graveyard.
So you're getting another synchro and keep doing that until your board's filled up.
Yeah, so granted, there was a hard once per turn on that, but at the same time, I can see why they would give it a self-destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also searchable by alien crystal.
Yeah. Uh, and
Oh, that's
also,
gonna be so
and
mean.
as far as cards that do exist, we have the Karakuri Merchant, which can you search out any Karakuri card. So it's always very searchable. Granted, it is a trap card with a self-destruction effect,
Yeah.
which might seem overly balanced.
Yeah. Considering it's a hard once per turn, I don't see why it needs to destroy itself.
Yeah, and I don't see why you would have to wait a ton in order to use the effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it sounds like a great idea, but I think it would be a little bit better as a continuous spell, because with that I can understand they destroy this card after the second turn.
Yeah. I think it was made in 2015 though, so quite a bit of time has
Yeah,
passed for the meta to
it's
change.
changed a lot. It's sped up considerably.
Yep.
Trap cards were probably still viable when this was made.
Right.
Eh,
Anyway, I got the next one. This is Harpie's Pet Dragon Egg. Level 1 tuner. Kind of making me think of Blue Eyes here. Once per turn, you can target one non-Xyz Harpie monster you control. This card's level becomes the same as that target. If this card is used as a material monster, okay, for the summon of a monster from your extra deck, okay, you can add one hysteric spell or trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand.
I think
That's
this
interesting.
is intended to just make a counterpart to the black
So,
stone and the white stone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's no Harpie synchro, so
To be
maybe he made a
fair,
synchro?
to be yeah, possibly. But yeah, it I like the potential this would give because it would actually I think and with the this was made by Dramatic Crossroad. I think when I was looking this one up, he stated that due to oh yeah, so we know Harpie Chandler, the one that becomes a level 7 if there's a dragon on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he thought that because it has a level manipulation effect, it would be better if they had a synchro option. Which, to be fair, you now have a monster that can bring out this, and because it becomes a level 7, this is level 1, instant sync 8. Which
Right, right.
is really good, and would give a lot
Yeah, no doubt
more.
it would be good, but
Yeah, it would give a lot more
it seems kind
variety
of out of
to it.
place with the tuner part of it. But
Yeah.
I understand it. My question is,
Mm-hmm.
why would you go through all the trouble to use this monster to search for a hysteric spell or trap when they're both continuous and they can be searched with alien crystal?
Oh boy. this is
Okay,
gonna.
okay.
This is the new running joke for the for the
Yeah,
episode.
this is it. Oh no. Alright, you get the next one.
Okay, this one is
Ooh,
Stardust Synchron by grezar.
little chibi.
So it's a link one. You see the arrow there. It's
Mm-hmm.
bottom white, and just takes any synchro monster. It cannot be used as link material. Good. Better restriction than most of the ones from the first do Link Veins pack.
Oh gosh.
You you can banish one synchro monster from your graveyard, special summon two synchron and or junk monsters from your hand or deck, whose combined levels equal the banished monster's original level.
Huh.
Quick effect: you can banish this card, synchro summon one Stardust or Warrior synchro monster or a Dragon synchro monster that only lists synchro monsters as materials by banishing monsters from the field or graveyard as materials. You cannot special monsters
Oh,
from your extra except synchro monsters. Okay, so let's unpack
good.
this. First of all, let's say you made Stardust Charge Warrior. That's the one.
Charge warrior, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you make that. Then you use that to make this. You can now banish that from your graveyard to special a level 3 Synchron and level 3 Junk. And given that Junk Synchron is exactly a level 3, that gives you a lot of options.
Yep, and forward is also a good card to
Or
run.
potentially you could go with Junk Ankle and any level 4 Junk. So that would automatically give you access to, given that Ankle can count as any Synchron, you pretty much have options for any Sync 6. Then you've got the additional effect, which lets you special summon a dragon synchro monster that only lists synchro monsters as materials. So this is a way to actually make grezar summonable.
Yep, that's awesome.
By using field or graveyard. Now that is something that's necessary just to have that card hit the field more often at this point.
Right. It's still doable, as if you've watched any of the TG battles on this channel, you've probably seen.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to go very much out of your way to do that.
Yeah.
This is very powerful and very fitting for just a Link 1 with 500 attack.
I love it.
Yeah, the effect is really powerful. And at the same time, it completely locks you into synchro monsters if you use that effect, which is completely valid. Yes.
Yep. It can't be used as link material, so it's really a well-made.
It is as safe as you can get it. Good job, grezar. I think this is the same person that made the Nature Kiwin.
There's only one thing that I guess could be possible is abusing the monsters who summon with its effect, because it doesn't stop you from using them as link materials. I would put that there, to make sure that, well, at the end of the day, you can't extra link at all because it's pointing to the right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can make more link monsters, but it's not going to make your opponent quit the game. So, well made card.
Yeah, still a lot more fail than Needle Fiber.
Yes.
So,
oh boy.
Next one.
Yep. It looks to be a blue card. Oh, yep, indeed. Constellarknight Starlight. This is a Link 2. Left and right downward arrows. It looks like a Tellarknight, so the artwork is very good. So the last one.
It's made by BatMed.
Oh, no wonder. BatMed.deviantart.com. Check them out. 2 light monsters. If this card is link summoned, you can banish 1 light monster from your grave. Add 1 level 4 lower light monster with the same type as the banished monster's type, and if you do, you can normal summon 1 monster. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Ooh, you can only use each effect of this once per turn. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
So basically, it lets you search and normal summon another Tellarknight to continue the summoning plays.
Now, I don't know that much about how Tellarknights work, but I do know that quite a few of them, like Althemia, have on-summon effects, so that seems...
all of them have the
all of them?
line if this card is summoned.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this definitely speeds up the plays of it, and... Also, this is just me, or does that look like he's carrying the sword of Master Diamond?
Yeah, it does.
Huh.
Some lore.
Well, good job keeping in the dual terminal lore on that artwork.
Cool stuff. BatMed never disappoints.
Nope.
Alright, you got the next one.
Okay, we got...
Oh, Lord.
Inzektor, Exa-Hercules.
That looks sick.
So, this takes 3 or more level 3 dark monsters, but you can also Exy summon this using 1 face-up rank 5 or 6 dark Exys monster you control as the Exys material. Exys material is attached to that monster will also become Exys material on this card. During either player's turn, if this card is Exy summoned, or if your opponent special summons exactly 1 monster while this card is face-up on the field, you can detach 2 Exys materials from this card, then look at your opponent's hand. Equip to this card 1 special monster from either field or 1 monster from either hand. This card gains attack and defense equal to the number of equipped cards equipped to it by 300. So, what's your opinion of this one?
The attack boost is a nice little bonus on top of everything, but also being able to attach to materials and then
Get information and
yeah,
steal a card?
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And this one is actually, I mean, like, it's not super summonable for the archetype.
No,
Because
they
they
always
can't even
have...
summon their current
Yeah,
Xyz.
because their levels modulate too much. It's
You'd
too
be
difficult
better
to
off
make
running this and Burning Abyss.
But to be fair, they were a little bit easier to make threes in that deck. Due
Yeah, a
to...
lot of your big playmakers
Yeah,
like
due to Dragonfly.
Hornet, Dragonfly, they're all three.
Hmm.
So, it's pretty great.
Yeah. Not the best thing for the archetype summoning
Yeah, I
wise.
wish it said 2 level 3
Yeah.
type monsters. This way, uh, what is it called? Digital bugs can you use it?
That would be the best play they could make.
Very
But
important.
at the same
thing
time,
for discussing
they
here.
wouldn't be able to summon it because this is a dark insect and not a light insect. Yes,
Yeah.
they're that restrictive. Well, want to talk about the next one?
Alright, next one is Junk Welder. Level 4 Earth Machine, 1100 attack, 2200 defense. Beefy boy. It's a tuner. Level 4 tuner, that's cool. If your opponent does not control Junk Welder, you can reveal this card in your hand. Add 1 scrap iron or junk card, except a tuner, from your deck to your hand. Also special summon this card to your opponent's side of the field as a level 5 monster. Interesting. Once returning, you can normal summon a junk monster, except Welder as an additional normal summon. Quick effect, you can banish this card from your grave, targeted junk or warrior synchro monster you control. Move it to another of your main monster zones. Ooh. Also, if another card or effect resolves that targeted that card this turn, negate that effect. So I'm a little bit confused with the first effect. So you add a card, and then you summon this to your opponent's field, and it becomes level 5. Is there some kind of combo that I'm missing with the previous card?
I'm trying to remember if there was a synchron that uses your opponent's field.
Well, either way, it's a tuner, so it couldn't. Unless it was a
Oh yeah,
non-tuner.
yeah, you're right.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, that putting it to your opponent's side of the field, that I just don't understand.
Yeah. A little strange, but I like the idea of it.
Oh, by the way,
The second effect especially.
by the way, this is by BDSceptyr, the same person that made the Lego Beasts.
Ah. So he's probably got another card that he's made that works with this.
Yeah.
Oh well. You got the next one.
Okay, so Zoodiac Broodmace. So it takes 2 monsters of the same level except for tokens. And if this card is link summoned, you can reveal 1 Xyz monster from your deck. Special summon 1 monster with the same level as the revealed monster's rank from your deck. You cannot special summon extract monsters except Zoodiac Broodmace. And Xyz monsters the turn you activate this effect. Can be used as a level 4 monster for an Xyz summon.
Cool.
An Xyz monster that has this card as an Xyz material gains this effect. You can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Both players destroy 1 card in their possession. You can only activate each effect of Zoodiac Broodmace once per turn.
Interesting.
I think it's fitting that they really should have had a Zoodiac, given that they made a Crystron and a Metalfoes, and the 3 of these are like part of a set, having connected lore.
But I don't want Zoodiac to be good again.
I want them to be playable.
I don't even want that.
They're just... They will hit way too much. Rat Peel to 1, which means it doesn't do anything now. Uh, then you've got the Board Bull and the Trident. Both those are completely banned. Meaning there's no longer good plays for the deck.
Yeah.
I would definitely be in favor of something like this, so that way it at least speeds it up and you can actually do plays, and the both cards destroy a card in their possession. So that you can use to destroy Bollards, and Bollards on destruction lets you special summon a Zoodiac. So it definitely helps out, and would definitely be needed.
Yeah.
Because, let's face it, it's a dead deck at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of another deck that has fallen that far. Used to be top. Now it's not even a thing.
Alright. Well, I got the next one, which is, this one is Outro, Last Movement. Melodious card. Normal spell, so it's not searchable by Alien Crystal. Special summon Melodious. I assume monsters you control can attack your opponent directly this turn, but other monsters you control cannot attack. That's not a problem. During the turn you activate this card, you cannot summon monsters except Melodious monsters. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. Ooh. So guaranteed Melodious OTK, you win. But you're limited to just special summoning Melodious.
Yeah, which is pretty much what you're doing already.
Right, so I don't really think you can OTK with this.
No.
You would have to have it 2 turns in a row with some kind of anti-magic arrows stuff. But then again, most people don't run battle traps, so you probably don't even need to run that.
Hey,
so
at least it's potential. I like the name. Yeah. You got first movement solo, now you've got last movement.
Yep, and it's a win condition for them.
Yeah.
Because right now they just make themselves hard to kill.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's something that does give them a play style at least.
Yeah.
Because currently it's just like, okay, you're protected. Now what?
Right. So this is a pretty lucid card for that. It gives them something to do.
Yeah. Though the downside is it's not searchable. Cause...
Right, which I wouldn't really want it to be if it does that much stuff.
Yeah, fair point.
Alright, you got the last one.
Aha, you thought you survived. But no.
Oh.
There was still one. Reptilianne Joka. By MasterRa. Okay, so if this card is normal or special, you can add one Reptilianne card from your deck to your hand, except itself. Also, you cannot special monsters for the rest of this turn, except reptile monsters. You can only use its effect of Reptilianne Joka once per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle, change the attack and defense of the monster that destroyed it to 0, and its effects are negated.
What a Joka.
You were always waiting for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so level 4, 0 attack, 1600 defense. So it's very easy to summon, and once you summon it, you can add any Reptilianne card.
Pretty nice.
And the restriction says only reptiles, which is good because now you can still use like Kage to Kage.
Yep.
And King of the Fair Wimps.
My favorite card. I like the card's design, it's funny.
Yeah.
But
and you
this
can...
card's pretty good.
Yeah, you can...
overall a nice Reptilianne card. There's so many of these.
I specifically put this at the end, so you would think that we were done.
I feel like it's good, but if this card is destroyed by battle, is a little out of date. Yeah. I feel like it needs to be if this card is destroyed, then or like removed from the field by an opponent's card, then change the attack and defense of one monster to 0 and it negates effects. I feel like that would be really good.
To be fair, what I'm thinking about is, you know how they have Naga, the 0 attack one that they would crash into things to make attack 0?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also there was damage equals reptile.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's that kind of situation.
I guess.
Yeah,
Just
just
seems a little old.
to be fair, a lot of the Reptilians, they just rely on battle in order to reduce attack. So I can understand the idea, but I do agree that it is a bit outdated.
Hmm. Well, it depends. I don't see a date on this card, so I don't really know when it was made.
Yeah.
Either way, it's definitely not the worst Reptilianne card we've seen.
And also, we started with a reptile, we ended with a reptile.
Oh yeah, how poetic.
So, which one would you say is your favorite out of this list?
Crystal. No, I'm just kidding. My favorite from design and artwork design, I definitely I think I'd have to go with Stardust Synchron.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna have to
think
go with that too.
yeah, the artwork looks like it looks like a Stardust and a Synchron fused together and became a Link monster for some reason. It's Synchron, but it's a Link, so it's kind of weird. But I understand it.
But
I
yeah,
understand the idea of it.
that's my favorite. My second favorite, you're probably gonna disagree with it, but Zoodiac Broodmace.
Oof. Burn it, burn it alive. Burn it before it's printed.
I want the deck to exist again.
Mm,
I'm just like, you're probably gonna disagree with this, but I kind of want Trident to come back.
oh no.
Cause Board Bull was the problem. Trident is still fail.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just have the nightmares, the PTSD of the last moments of the Pendulum era, where this just rained.
So yeah,
Oh.
what would you say is your least favorite on the list?
Hmm.
You're not allowed to say Zoodiac, and you're not allowed to say Reptilianne.
Hmm. I'd I'd rather I'd honestly I probably wouldn't even pick those because those cards are good. The cards I probably
Good to hear.
I would assume the Inzektor or the egg, the Harvey's pet egg, one of the two,
Okay.
because the Inzektor it doesn't work well enough with the archetype, and it can be used in Burning Abyss, and we don't need to buff them anymore.
Yeah.
The egg just seems it's not what Harpies are really going for. And I feel like before they get a level 1 tuner, they need a rank 7 dragon to match with Chandler's effect. I don't know why they gave it that level effect if they're not going to do that.
Anyway, so I think my least favorite would have to be Junk Welder just because it's confusing.
Yeah, there's probably a second card.
Yeah. And they might show up in the next episode.
Perhaps.
But anyway, so that's the custom card spotlight this time. Any final words?
Nope. It was a pretty good batch.
Okay. So, that's all for this time. Thanks for watching.